Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Wow, Bitcoin came down quite strongly. We did not expect another dip. We also expected another dip after yesterday's first sell-off because this looked like a wave 3 of something larger as we then broke below 18.9k. However, I made the bearish count my primary. The one that we looked at before in terms of the bullish count is just not defendable anymore. There is another bullish count that could be used. So theoretically, the market still has a chance to hold above the 17.6k level, the low here from June, yeah, and to move up from here in something more sustainable. But there's only basically one count left, one bullish count, which is a leading diagonal. These are extremely rare, and therefore it is not really defendable anymore, at least not as a primary expectation. Therefore, we're looking now at lower, a risk that I always pointed out. You know, Bitcoin did not give us a great confidence impulse or anything. I know this can be frustrating for some, but that is why I stressed throughout that there are coins which are much more reliable than, for example, the Bitcoin chart. And I also stressed that the majority of crypto charts at the moment, they are just too, ambiguous. They give us too many possibilities, and fair enough if you want to trade them, but then they are high risk. And that there are some coins like Ethereum, Quant maybe, Polygon Matic, some others that have created a solid first impulse, something that Bitcoin never did. And now a wave 2 correction. These are the coins that might be more suitable for swing trading. Of course, you can trade Bitcoin, but here you need to understand that the probabilities are very close together, for example. Yeah. So therefore highlighted the risk all the time. Good. So, but this drop shouldn't have surprised anyone because we expected primarily this dip anyway. The question was just how low do we go? And if we go below 18.9k, we have to dismiss one of our bullish cases. Therefore, you will now see primarily the bearish count here in these videos because we have dropped below 18.9k. Something I talked about all the time. If we go below this important level, that bullish count is not defendable anymore as primary expectation. Until then, the bulls could have steered it around. But to be honest, we talked about that here we need another low because, well, we didn't need it, but it was highly likely because Bitcoin just didn't get off the ground. Now, the good thing is, if we now see us drop even lower and even go below 17.6k, then we have more clarity. Even now we have more clarity because the probabilities have shifted. And finally, we see that flush, in the crypto market after that anemic sideways movement for a long time, which became really boring. So it's good to see some volatility, good to see some movement. And we talked before about the situation that this could have just been a wave 4 here because of the long sideways movement, something that you often see. This as well was a wave 4 here. Yeah, so a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 3, then here a wave 4 and a wave 5 down. And we now take a look at, is this move down already over or not? So in the best case, or let's say the least bearish case, let me start differently. In the bullish case, we could now at some point expect a rally to the upside that would even take us above 25.2k. Now that's not the primary expectation anymore, but that would be the most bullish case. In the, let's say, second case, which is my primary expectation now, that you can see here, is that we will drop a little bit lower in that wave 1, but then we should see a healthy wave 2 recovery that again could take us into the region between 22 and 23k. I will be able to calculate that much more detailed and in much more clarity as soon as we know when the wave 1 peaked to the downside. There should then be a wave 2 retracement and then a wave 3 down. So should we break through let's say the 18k and then the 17.6k level straight away, then this would be the most bearish case. Then we would already have here a wave 1. Let me just but that would be also not my primary expectation, but it's possible and the most bearish case, in that we had here, yeah, something like a wave 2, and that we are already in the wave 3. That should take us down straight away. This would be a very shallow wave 2, however. Therefore, I'm not primarily following it because it is not the most likely pattern. So in terms of here, the lower time frame, what do we see? I still expect another extension to the downside of this wave 1. Why? That is due to the lower level price structure. So yesterday I posted on Telegram, I said, best case for Bitcoin is just to do another wave 4, which we did, and a wave 5 down, where we basically arrived here a few hours ago. But looking at the subwaves here, I think it is likely we see one more leg down. Doesn't need to be much. Doesn't need to be much. Reason is, if we count this, we can say this was a 1, this was a 2. We could say this was the 3. There will be a 4 and a 5 down. Make that another color. So why could this have not been the 3 and the 4? Well, looking at the overall structure, we can say that here, let me just put that on the chart, that this here was also a 1, a 2, yeah, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And now I'll make that another color again, another degree, just to make that clear. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3 could now at any point get into the wave 4 area here. And then we would see a wave 5 of similar length of the wave 1. So we wouldn't drop much further, maybe 18K, maybe 18.5K, yeah. This is how I see it. And if we now draw the Fibonacci levels for just that yellow wave 3, my view is that if this wave 3 is in now here in yellow, then we should see a wave 4 to the upside into this region between, let's say, 18.9K and 19.29, so 19.3 basically, the 50% fib level. If we go above this level, yeah, so first of all here 19.3 is the maximum the wave 4 should do. The ideal level would be 19,114. So if we now go above that level at 19,300, it would indicate that the low is already in. Why? Because it would be more than a wave 4 would normally do. So that would be the best indication, the first and earliest indication that the low here was already in this wave 1, yeah, and that we are going higher already. Primarily, I still expect another move up and then down, and then we can move higher. And yeah, this depends a bit. Let's say we get to that ideal level here at around 19,130. Then we take here the length of the wave 1 itself, add it to the beginning of the wave 4, and that takes us to certain targets. One key target would be the 1.618 extension, where we would say the wave 5 might get to 18.3K. It's the 1.618 extension, but it depends a bit on how high the wave 4 goes. It's a bit of speculation here at the moment. Good, and that is my update about Bitcoin. After that, ideally, we would expect finally that healthy recovery that I expected already last week. But then we, of course, said there will be another dip based on the structure that Bitcoin developed, which now happened. But now is another chance for Bitcoin very shortly to start that healthy wave 2 recovery. Yeah. Would be helpful because on the 1 hour we now massively oversold, as you can see here on the 1 hour chart, the RSI. On the 4 hour chart we also oversold, but we see again a nice bullish divergence from that low to that low to that low, always higher low. So that would indicate for me that we're going to see here healthy recovery in a wave 2. So we'll see. Yeah, but this is sort of what we can expect. I gave you the key levels. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.